A man who's a master of patience is a master of everything else. Patience can relate to the attention span of us humans, like how the attention span has gone from about 12 and a half seconds back in 2000 to only about 8.25 seconds in recent years. Obviously, though, it's not just attention span. Building patience builds character. And yes, building is what you do. It's a skill that you work on. We've all been out in public, let's say like at a grocery store, and we've seen the kids running around just being little kids. And we've all seen the parents screaming at the kids for nothing, making an entire scene, not having a single ounce of patience with their child, completely making a fool of themselves. Everybody else that's watching. For me, it's really, really hard to watch. I literally cringe at it. The reason I bring it up is because I just watched it happen in a grocery store a couple days ago. But you ask yourself, like, do you have respect for that adult who's screaming at their children in a grocery store in front of dozens of other strangers, and their kid has done nothing more than like walk too fast or just speak a little louder? No, you don't, because that parent lacks character. But speaking of character, please leave a like on this video, and consider subscribing. But patience can be a massive tool when trying to dopamine detox, let's say. I say this because it's pretty prevalent in today's culture. Dopamine controls the reward system in your brain. There's a lot more to it, but essentially, the world is out to give you as much instant gratification as it can to feed our dopamine. Essentially, make it spike higher. It makes us feel good and happy. But delaying the gratification and detoxing on all of our dopamine, or essentially all of the dopamine, so you don't become addicted to your phone with those notifications popping up every single time you pick up your phone. You get a good feeling whenever you see something new, or getting addicted to drugs, coffee, anything else that essentially spikes your dopamine base levels too high. And that's all done with patience. When was the last time you honestly purposely left your phone sitting face down in another room so that way you could do something challenging, something out of your comfort zone? But patience for me heavily relies on self-control. Pretty self-explanatory, but like being in control of your emotions, how you react. I harp on this often because it's important. Here, I'll quote James 1:2-4 for you guys. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. I feel like it kind of, touches on what the original quote of the video is. A man who is a master of patience is a master of everything else. There's countless old proverbs and sayings about patience, but a few that stand out is one of them said by Epictetus: "No man is free who is not a master of himself." I mean, that's literally like just a shortened version of the quote, but of the quote of the video. Epictetus also goes on to say, "No great thing is created suddenly." Millie Thompson says, "Every journey begins with a single step. Just have to have patience." Basically the last quote that I'll leave you guys with is all things are difficult before they are easy. Essentially the implication of that we should have patience, learning and teaching things, teaching others. A lot of things can be difficult at first, but become easy with patience and practice. But speaking of becoming easy, hope isn't all gone. Like, there's some ways to grow in patience. One of them would be like focusing on self-control, right? Another is essentially being aware of your dopamine levels. Don't let the highs get too high or the lows get too low. And I say be aware because you don't want to just drown out dopamine. It's a crucial function of the brain. It's a wonderful thing that can be abused, though. just be aware of it and where you are, so that way you can eventually grow in patience. But another thing is just literally making yourself wait, practicing delaying gratification, not just gratification, but really anything, as well as like do things that are out of your comfort zone and stick to them. Like, I say this all the time, but write stuff down and be patient. Like, write your goals down. Be patient with your goals. There's a saying, which you probably have heard of, but Rome wasn't built in a day. I like to expand on that. Like, it started with a single brick. Focus on laying single brick to the best of your ability. Then focus on the next brick, making each brick you lay down as perfect as you possibly can. And eventually you'll have a wall, and then a building, and then a city, and then an empire. But again, don't get caught up in trying to build an empire, because you just got to focus on the task at hand. Do whatever you're doing, whatever tangible action item that you've written down, whatever little thing that you're trying to focus on the task at hand and do it to the best of your ability. Yeah, have patience. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.